Hey YouTube, it's Unger to the Max here. And as you can tell by the title of this video, what's up? So let's just dive right into things, shall we? Okay, so for the first time in, I believe it was 50 plus years, don't know the exact number, but we're going to call it 50 plus years. Excuse me. All the teams who are on the road in week 1 of the NFL season were at home in week 2. And then the San Francisco 49ers, they were at the New York Jets in week 2. So they played the Jets at MetLife Stadium. Well, who do the 49ers play this week? They are at the New York Giants at MetLife Stadium. Kind of interesting. But here's the thing. My hometown team, the Cleveland Browns, they'll be doing the same thing, except we do it in reverse order. I'll address that, Kuram, so thanks for the comment. The Browns are at the Giants in week 15. That is OBJ's return to New York, if he is still indeed with the Browns. What's up, Kings? Only 710. And then in week 16, we are at the New York Jets. Shout out to you, Gangrene David. Will Adam Gase still be your head coach when we play you in week 16? I don't think so. I'm going to say it right now. The Jets will fire Adam Gase by week 8 of this season. I'm saying it right there. The Jets will fire Adam Gase by week 8 of this season. Do you agree or do you disagree? And if you disagree, tell me why. Let's see. Oh, wow. Let's see. Kuram says Adam Gase needs to be fired. We got Patriots Nation. What's up, brother? I've been good. And Kings Only says, I agree. He should be fired already. Like I feel. Okay, so I'm saying it right now. Adam Gase will be fired by the Jets, and I'm saying it will be no later than week 8. Cool? Cool. And when I did my video with Ingraven Vids, the Baltimore Ravens YouTuber, I said that the Ravens are going to win the Super Bowl. And I said that it would be against Green Bay. Okay? I'm staying with my pick of the Ravens hoisting the Lombardi. And that's not to discredit Kansas City in any way. Because Kansas City is just as good as they were last year. Maybe perhaps they're even better because now they have a sustained running game with Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who they drafted with the 32nd overall pick. So, out of LSU. Although, again, I still say Damian Williams should have been Super Bowl MVP last season, not Patrick Mahomes. Maybe you think I'm crazy for thinking that, but I still stand by it. Anyway, and again, that's not to discredit what Patrick Mahomes did last season. He totally deserved to, get the humongous contract that he did. We're going to talk about that game, Patriots Nation. We're definitely going to talk about that game. So hold on. Give me a minute. But I love your prediction. And spoiler alert, I agree. Anyway, so And you're right. You're right, Kings only. Clyde Edwards-Helaire looks really good. But that also could be a case, of the Texans defense being not that good at stopping the run. And the chart, okay. I don't know about you, but I didn't feel like Clyde Edwards-Helaire played great against the Chargers in week 2. Maybe it's because I didn't see the full game because they didn't show it here in Cleveland. I had to watch parts of that game through NFL Red Zone, and then they showed bonus coverage of it on CBS after the Ravens had absolutely trounced the Texans. So I didn't get to see the full game. But what I did see of it, I didn't think Clyde Edwards-Helaire played exceptional. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he did play great. I'd have to go back and look at the stats. But anyway, I just think that having a running game will make I'm trying to think of how to say this. I have Sunday ticket. I got to watch it. Oh, okay. Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league, no doubt. That's a bit of a bold statement, Kuram. That's a bit of a bold statement. And I don't totally disagree with you. How should I say this? I see what you're saying. But Kings Only is right. Russell Wilson is up there right now. You have to put Lamar Jackson in that discussion. Okay. Now that I just brought up Lamar Jackson, I have to talk about this. Okay? So in the first round of the 2018 draft, there were 4 quarterbacks taken, and this was the order. You had Baker Mayfield go number 1 overall to my team, the Cleveland Browns. You had Sam Darnold go number 3 overall to the New York Jets. You had Buffalo trade up to, I believe it was number 7 overall to take Josh Allen. Then you had Arizona trade up to number 10 to take Josh Rosen, who has been a complete and total bust. And then you had the Ravens trade back into the first round to take Lamar Jackson. So I think actually 6 quarterbacks were taken in the first round. But Lamar Jackson has been the best quarterback by far and away from that draft class. I would say it goes Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, because once it took Josh Allen like a year or 2 to really figure it out, but he's been the exact quarterback that Buffalo has needed, without a doubt. Like, I don't know if the Bills would be doing what they're doing of potentially taking the AFC East away from the Patriots. Again, I said potentially. I'm not saying they are for sure. But I don't think that if, let's say Buffalo had drafted Josh Rosen, I don't know if the Bills would be doing as well as they're doing. Let's say Baker Mayfield had fallen to Buffalo. I don't know if the Bills would be doing this if they had, Baker Mayfield. And I could just keep going. But some quarterbacks are just better fits for certain systems than others. Josh Allen, is the perfect quarterback for the Bills system. And maybe Jared Goff is the right quarterback for the Rams system. I'm still a little bit iffy about that, because he's playing decent for the Rams, but why? I want to see a little bit more from Jared Goff. I don't want to see I don't want to completely write Jared Goff at. Sorry, let me try that again. I don't want to completely write Jared Goff off yet because he seems to have bounced back. He seems to have bounced back from his off year last season, but I'm still on the fence about whether he really fits with the Rams or not. I'm still iffy. I'm gonna say it now. The Rams are the Bills' toughest test. And I so wish this game was not week 3. I wish it was like week 9 or week 10. Because I believe, if I could be mistaken, but I believe it's starting in week 9 to week 17 that the NFL can flex games into Sunday Night Football. And I think that if Rams at Bills was week 10 for example, it would have opportunity to be flexed into Sunday Night Football. Do you agree with me or disagree? The Rams do look like a well-oiled machine. Oh, you got Rams over the Bills on Sunday, Patriots Nation? Okay. Now, Patriots Nation, I'm specifically asking you a question. Okay? Are you picking the Rams because the Bills are in your division and you consider them to be a rival? Or are you picking the Rams because you actually think they're going to win? Does that make sense? Like, are you picking Los Angeles because you consider Buffalo to be a threat to your potential division crown? Or are you picking the Rams? Okay, so it's that you don't like the Bills. So you're picking the Rams because you want the Bills to lose. Got it. But that's a fair stance. That's a totally fair stance. And I don't disagree with your stance. Like, if I was a Patriots fan, which I never would be, but hypothetically, if I was a Patriots fan and I knew Buffalo was on the door of potentially stealing the AFC East from me, and I knew they were playing a tough team like the Rams, I would be rooting for the Rams, despite the fact that the Rams just played the Patriots in Super Bowl 53. Although that Super Bowl should have been the Saints against the Chiefs. But, there was clearly a pass interference that the refs were like, oh, I can't see anything. I didn't see anything. So I'm not going to throw a flag. And that was the stupidest roughing the passer penalty I've ever seen. All the guy did was slap Tom Brady on the shoulder. And to this day, I don't think on the one kickoff return, I've gone back and watched film. That ball hit, I believe it was Edelman's thumbs. So that should have been Chiefs' ball. That's just my perspective. Obviously, Patriots Nation Sports Talk, you have a very different perspective on, or very different opinion than me on that, and that's fine. We can agree to disagree. Anyway, I wish here in Cleveland they were showing Rams at Bills on Sunday, but unfortunately they're not. So I'm only going to be able to watch that game through NFL Red Zone. But like I said, I wish this game was later in the season so that it could possibly be flexed into Sunday Night Football. Something interesting that I've actually been doing is I've been looking at the remainder of the Browns' schedule, and I've been thinking about what games could, on the Browns schedule, home or away, could possibly be flexed into Sunday Night Football. So, like I said, that seems to be one of my favorite words. Patriots will beat the Raiders Sunday. Yeah, I agree with you on that one. Although I don't think the Patriots are going to just walk all over the Raiders. I think the Raiders are actually going to give the Patriots a tough test. So New England can't take the Raiders lightly. That's true. The Raiders defense is, I don't know about really bad. I would say the Raiders defense is about average. They're average. They're not great. They're not terrible. They're right in the middle. Just about average. But if the Patriots want to win this game, they got to figure out a way to shut down the running game of Las Vegas. It's still weird to call them Las Vegas because, for the longest time they were the Oakland Raiders. Still weird to call them the Los Angeles Rams and the Los Angeles Chargers because to me they're still the St. Louis Rams and the San Diego Chargers, which they still should be in San Diego. I hate that. Super excited to call them. Super weird to call them the Las Vegas Raiders. And something interesting about that, and I'll get back to the Browns schedule point that I was making earlier, but I just want to touch on this. Okay, so when the NHL expanded to Las Vegas and they announced their team name, they announced themselves as not the Las Vegas Golden Knights. They're just the Vegas Golden Knights. And then the San Antonio Stars, that's the WNBA team, they packed up and moved to Las Vegas. Now, they became the Las Vegas Aces. Not the Vegas Aces, the Las Vegas Aces. And then the Raiders pack up and leave Oakland, and now they're in Las Vegas, obviously, and they call themselves the Las Vegas Raiders. So here's my question. People call Las Vegas Vegas, right? Obviously, because like I said, they're called the Vegas Golden Knights. But when people talk about LA, you never hear people refer to it as just Angeles. You will hear people refer to Los Angeles as the City of Angels, LA, Los Angeles. You don't hear people call it Angeles. So my point is, it's just weird to me a little bit that, when the NHL did expansion, that they went with the Vegas Golden Knights. Vegas rolls off the tongue easier than Las Vegas, I guess. That's a fair point. But if that's the case, Kings only 7-10. Then why didn't the other teams do that? Why didn't the Raiders call themselves the Vegas Raiders? Doesn't that roll off the tongue easier than Las Vegas Raiders? And what about, again, the Aces? Why'd they call themselves the Las Vegas Aces instead of just the Vegas Aces? I know, it might sound a little silly that I'm, making a little bit of an issue about it, but I think it's an interesting topic. And it's one of those obscure topics that you, the subscriber, and you, the viewer, might not have otherwise thought about. And that's one of the things I try to do on this channel, is talk about those topics that you, the viewer, and you, the subscriber, might not otherwise think about. Brandon Rogers says, everything needs to sound politically correct nowadays. That's why they say Las Vegas. Okay, that's a fair point. Anyway, so back to the Browns schedule. So, like I said, again, my favorite phrase. Why I say it a lot, I don't know. But what I've been doing the last week or so is going through the remainder of the Browns' schedule, and not only predicting wins and losses, but also trying to guess like which games could possibly be flexed into Sunday Night Football. Not that it would make a world of a difference because this pandemic has come in and said, nope, you can't have a full capacity stadium. You can only have 6,000 fans. But then again, some NFL teams can't have fans. Are you going to any games since the Browns are allowing fans? It's interesting that you asked that question, Brandon. So my family and I are season ticket holders, and we got invited to go to Sunday's game against Washington. However, Sunday night is Kol Nidre, the start of Yom Kippur. So because of that, we are not able to go to that game because the timing just probably wouldn't work. So we're going to try and move the tickets to a different game. So we'll see. I want to go to a Browns game this season just to see what it's like, with a stadium that's not full capacity and like see how much the crowd noise is affected and, all that. That's the type of thing I'm interested in. But I have the Browns going 9-7. So let me read you the remaining Browns schedule, all right? Let me just pull it up here. See, I got my trusty Browns app right here. So they have the Washington football team. They're at the Dallas Cowboys, home against the Indianapolis Colts, at the Pittsburgh Steelers, at the Cincinnati Bengals, home against the Las Vegas Raiders. Week 9 is their bye week. Week 10, we're home against the Houston Texans. Week 11, we're home against the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm happy the Browns didn't draft Carson Wentz because it appears that he wasn't worth the number 2 overall pick. Week 12, we are at the Jaguars. Week 13, we're at the Titans. Week 14, home against the Ravens. That's Monday Night Football. Week 15, at the Giants. Week 16, at the Jets. And Week 17, home against the Steelers. So I think 9-7 is a reasonable record for the Browns. And it'll be good enough to get them in the playoffs. But they're obviously not going to win the division. Baltimore's going to win the division. And the other division winners will be Kansas City, obviously. Patriots Nation, you're not going to like this, but I have Buffalo winning the division, winning the AFC East, and Tennessee's going to win the AFC South. I have 3 teams going to the playoffs from the AFC North: Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and Cleveland, in that order. From the AFC South, it's only going to be Tennessee. I don't think Houston's going to go. I don't think Jacksonville is going to go. And Indianapolis, I don't think so either. Indianapolis should be in the AFC North, though, not the AFC South. From the AFC East, I have the Bills winning the division, but the Patriots are going to go to the playoffs as a wild card team. And then, of course, from the AFC West, it's going to be the Chiefs. Maybe the Raiders can sneak in, but if the Raiders were to get into the playoffs, they would have to knock out another one of the teams I said. And I just don't see that happening. They're not overtaking the Chiefs. They're not beating. I don't think they're going to take out Tennessee. Well, no, because Tennessee is my prediction to win the AFC South. They're not taking out Baltimore. although they did that last season in the AFC divisional round, but whatever. I don't think they can eliminate the Steelers. I hate to say it, but the only team they might be able to beat out for a playoff spot are my Browns. Maybe. But I like what the Browns are doing. Anyway, so let's see. Which games do I think could be flexed into Sunday Night Football for the Browns? Well, obviously, Week 3 can't be flexed. Week 4 cannot be flexed. Week 5, that's already a 4:30 game. I don't think, like I said, I don't think the league can start flexing games until around Week 8. And Week 8 is Raiders at Browns. If both teams are doing well, maybe, just maybe, Raiders at Browns gets flexed into Sunday Night Football. Maybe. I'm going to say maybe for Raiders at Browns. Texans at Browns? No, I don't think so. Eagles at Browns? Originally, before the schedule was released, I thought Eagles at Browns should be Sunday Night Football because of Carson Wentz against Baker Mayfield. But clearly, the league didn't agree with me. But then again, the league probably wasn't paying attention to what I was saying. Week 12, Browns at Jaguars. No, I think that's going to stay a 1 o'clock game. Week 13, December 6th, Browns at Titans. That's the game I'm going to say it right here, right now, on this live stream. For everybody who's watching and for everybody who's going to watch this video once I'm done live streaming and once it's uploaded. I'm going to say it right here, right now. Week 13, December 6th, Browns at Titans from Nissan Stadium will be flexed into Sunday Night Football. I'm saying it right here, right now. Week 13, Browns, Titans, getting flexed into Sunday Night Football. Hold me to it. And if I'm wrong, I'll own up to it. Okay? But I'm saying it right now. Browns, Titans will get flexed into Sunday Night Football. It's in the books. I can't take it back. And Week 14, obviously that can't get flexed because that's already Monday Night Football. Week 15, Browns at Giants. No, that's not going to get flexed because the Giants are just trash. Week 16, Browns at Jets. No, that's not going to get flexed either because the Jets are trash. Week 17, Steelers, Browns. I'm not going to guarantee that this one gets flexed, but I think there is a strong possibility Steelers at Browns in Week 17 gets flexed into Sunday Night Football. I'm not going to guarantee it. I'm not going to be like Charles Barkley, who goes, I guarantee. No. Although I already kind of did that for Browns Titans. Whatever. And I can't take that back. I can't. I guarantee the Portland Trailblazers are going to sweep the Los Angeles Lakers. Yeah, how did that go for you, Charles Barkley? I'll wait. All right. The Lakers are still playing, and the Portland Trailblazers left the bubble. And didn't Charles Barkley also guarantee that the Nuggets would lose to the Clippers? Yeah, who's playing in the Western Conference Finals again? Oh, it's the Los Angeles Lakers against the Los Angeles Clippers, right? No, it's not. Because if Charles Barkley makes a guarantee, your team is screwed. Plain and simple. So, always bet against the Barkley guarantee. I love it, Kings only 710. I love it. That is a great line. I might have to steal that one. Don't make me pay a royalty on it, all right? Let's see. Oh, Patriots Nation Sports Talk. I completely missed this comment. I'm sorry. My Patriots winning the AFC East. Not this year, I don't think. I think it's going to be Buffalo. But, here's the but. Buffalo's only going to win it by like a game. It's not going to be like the Bills are here and the Patriots are like 3 or 4 games behind. No, it's going to be like the Bills are here at 11-5 and the Patriots are right there at 10-6. Or it might be that they're tied and it's just that Buffalo wins it because they have a better record or something like that. But it's going to be a nail-biter all the way. And I know the Patriots host the Bills on Monday Night Football. I believe that game is in Week 16. This both AFC and NFC, 7 teams in the playoffs, 2021 top teams get by. Yes. So, again, that's why I said it's good. From the AFC North, it's going to be the Ravens, Steelers, and Browns in that order. From the AFC South, only Tennessee. From the AFC East, Buffalo and New England in that order. And from the AFC West, Kansas City. And maybe the Raiders. NFC. Green Bay wins the NFC North. I don't know what the Lions are. I thought they brought in Matt Patricia to do something about the defense. I haven't seen it. And the Bears, yeah, they're 2-0, but they don't seem like a legit contender to me. They just don't. And the Vikings, same thing as what I said with Detroit. Mike Zimmer was the defensive coordinator at Cincinnati before he got the job with Minnesota. So he's supposed to be a defensive coach, but I haven't really seen any type of improvement from the Vikings defense. So, no. I'm going to say both the Buccaneers and the Saints make the playoffs, but I haven't liked what I've seen out of the Saints these first 2 weeks. And you got Green Bay coming to town, dude. I wish this game was later in the season because I don't know if it should be Sunday Night Football. I don't know. And maybe that's kind of an overreaction to what I've seen. To what I've seen the first 2 weeks from New Orleans, but Drew Brees just doesn't look like Drew Brees anymore. He doesn't. And maybe you guys disagree. If you do disagree, definitely say so in the chat. But for some reason, Drew Brees and Sean Payton don't appear to be on the same page anymore. And I don't know why. But I watched Monday Night Football between the Saints and the Raiders. And consistently, Drew Brees was just missing throws. I've seen him hit in the past. You're right, King's only 7-10. It's sad to see Drew's career ending in front of our eyes. And I've made the statement in the past. Drew Brees is the GOAT, not Tom Brady. And I still stand by that statement. And I know when people hear me make that statement, they're like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, how the hell can you say that? Drew Brees only has 1 ring. Tom Brady has 6. Yeah, that's like, I'm sorry, but that's like the whole LeBron James against Michael Jordan debate. Like, can you give me a reason why Michael Jordan is better than LeBron James without mentioning 6 rings? And for me, I can, because I know Michael Jordan came out of retirement and signed with the Washington Wizards, okay? But essentially, Michael Jordan only played with one team, right? The Chicago Bulls. LeBron James hasn't done that. He was drafted by the Cleveland Cavaliers in 2003. Plays with them for 7 years until 2010. After the 2010 season, he goes and joins Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh with the Miami Heat. And he's there for 4 years. Wins 2 championships in 2 years. Or, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Wins 2 championships in 4 years. Losing to Dallas in 2011, beating Oklahoma City in 2012, beating San Antonio in 2013, purely because of Ray Allen's three-pointer, which Chris Bosh, I don't think, gets that rebound. I'm Patriots Nation. I'm agreeing with you. I'm presenting my argument without mentioning the 6 rings as to why Michael Jordan is better. Because, like I said, Michael Jordan essentially played for one team his whole career, Chicago. Forget Washington for the sake of this argument. Just forget the Wizards. Then again, you can just forget them in general because they just suck. But Michael Jordan essentially only played for the Bulls, right? Whereas LeBron, he starts with the Cavaliers from 2003 to 2010, going to the NBA Finals in 2007, where we were just overmatched by San Antonio. Then from 2011 to 2014, he was with the Miami Heat, winning 2 championships in 4 years. In that time, he lost to the Dallas Mavericks in 2011, 6 games, beat the Oklahoma City Thunder in 5 games, beat the San Antonio Spurs in 2013 in 7 games. But again, that series does not go 7 games if Chris Bosh doesn't get that offensive rebound and kicks it out to Ray Allen for the three-pointer. Greg Popovich should not have taken Tim Duncan off the floor for that possession. And then in 2014, Miami gets absolutely dismantled by the Spurs in 5 games. The only team that Miami didn't play from that region during those 4 years is the Houston Rockets. Kind of interesting. Think about this. Miami played Dallas, Oklahoma City, and San Antonio. That's 3 out of the 4 teams in the Texas-Oklahoma region. But Houston was nothing during those 4 years. So it makes sense that they didn't face the Miami Heat. So, that's kind of interesting. That the only team Miami didn't play in that region was Houston. But again, the Rockets were bad. But then what? LeBron comes back to Cleveland, and, the Cavaliers develop a nice rivalry with Golden State, although Kevin Durant ruined it when he joined the Warriors in 2017. So, because 2015, most experts and fans, yours truly included, believe that the Cavaliers would have won that championship against the Warriors if we had Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love healthy for that series. So yeah. And then in 2016, thanks to Draymond Green getting suspended for Game 5, we were able to come back and win the NBA championship against the team that won 73 games. And then 2017 and 2018, there was no way we were beating the Warriors with Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, Stephen Curry, and Draymond Green. No. I still say the Boston Celtics should have been in the 2018 NBA Finals against Golden State. And I don't think Boston would have won that series, but they would have made it interesting. Think about it. Jaylen Brown against Klay Thompson, Jason Tatum against Kevin Durant, Stephen Curry against Terry Rozier. Not obviously that doesn't have the ring of like Steph Curry against Kyrie Irving, but still, I think that would have been a decent matchup. And then what does LeBron do after the 2018 season? He goes to the Lakers. 2019, he gets injured, so the Lakers miss the playoffs, right? But then this season, they get Anthony Davis, they get Dwight Howard, they get Rajon Rondo, and they get all these other guys. And look, they're one win away from the NBA Finals, where they will most likely meet the Miami Heat. And what an interesting storyline that's going to be. LeBron James and his current team against one of his former teams, the Miami Heat. So that's going to do it for this video. Until next time, this is Unger to the Max signing off. Bye-bye.